A story of faith. I want to tell you a story about great change, a story about blessings and joy, and most importantly, a story about valiant faith. There once was a boy who journeyed to earth to a lovely home, to lovely parents, and to lovely surroundings. He was born into love, and he felt at home in this new life. As he grew older, he played and ran free as the wind. He knew his way on the land and his place in the family. He was alive and secure in who he was and how his life was unfolding. And then one day a storm came. It ravaged the land. The song in his heart grew still, for he could not understand the wrath and scope of such a storm. Why should things of this nature ever occur? He sobbed and asked himself. His family's wealth and prosperity seemed to dwindle when the land no longer could bear fruit to support the life they had been living. And so together they set out on foot, leaving their homestead to find new land and new fortune, somewhere where storms might not reach them and where they could start anew. They searched and they searched, from the mountains to the sea and back again, longing for the safety and comfort of home that they had known. But they just couldn't seem to find the land that would support them in the ways that had prospered and blessed them before. And then one day they saw a beaming city of light. It almost seemed to be a mirage. Where had it been all this time? They had walked every corner and every particle of this land. They had journeyed every grain of its sand and its soil. Never before had they seen this golden city of light. It was so startling, so surprising, that their consciousness doubted its existence. To be clear, they all saw it. But in their discouraged and downtrodden state, they felt they must be seeing things. Yet despite their doubts, they journeyed right to its very doors. When they walked through its golden gates, they realized this was no ordinary city of light. This was an otherworldly realm of higher dimensional living. The warmth they felt there invited them in. It greeted them with reassurance. It filled them with a sense of home and well-being, the kind they had not felt since the ravaging storm took their previous homeland from them. Mesmerized by their good fortune and the magic of possibilities in this special place, they made the decision to stay, to remove their shoes, and to relinquish their search. They believed they had found their new home, so they did just that. They took off their shoes and settled in, breathing sustenance from the mere frequencies of light there. As they settled in, fruits of every kind became their experience. Enjoying them was an everyday experience. Their every need was cared for in this magical place. By and by, however, they seemed to grow sleepy in this special place. While it met every need, perhaps even better than their previous homeland, it made them less eager, less passionate, and less purposeful. One day, the boy said to his parents, "I think we must go and see if there are other lands that invite us to live and work together with the land so that we have a sense of contributing again to our lives and to this great earth." The parents, sleepy in their satiation, knew the wisdom in what their son was saying, and together they once again left the security of their homestead to find a more rightful fit to their unfolding journey. Once again they walked the earth, seeking the homeland they knew in their heart's visions and in the memories in their feet and hands. They walked many miles every day, searching for that rightful place. Each day they remembered where they had been, reflected on what they had, while knowing still something else was calling to them. Yet not knowing what that was, they simply continued walking towards its call. And then one day a path appeared before them, a path they had not seen before, but that still somehow felt familiar. Committed to exploring all possibilities, they joined with the path. They became one with it, so much so that even if they did not know where the path led, they had already become the stones they walked upon. They had already become the tree lining the path. They had already become the soil under their feet. They themselves were the path. They knew its every fiber. They knew its every turn, for it was them. Where it was leading became less of a concern to them because they had already become its essence. And it was there that they breathed in the nature of the land, the nature of its grace, its balance, and its assurance that all things are good and positively yielding. There was no more wrestling or seeking. There were no more doubts. There were no more storms. They just were the path. They were their own home. They were their own destiny. And it was there on that path that they knew they were home in a divine place of co-creation. They were home in living this consciousness that creates worlds. They were home in knowing together that all that is ever needed is abundantly provided. They were no longer ever alone, separated, struggling, weathered, or weary from the storms. They were at peace because peace is the path of rightful living.